Hello, this is Nataraja. Welcome to this special mutual fund report, which is detailed returns analysis of equity mutual funds by their subtype. There are 20 different types of mutual funds as value research recognizes them. Last Usually I do this report once in a month. Last time it was done around 14th of September, and now it is for the week ending October 11th. So closely a month has passed. So we can see the trend changes during this period. So let me get on with the presentation here. So as I said, this is as on the week ending October 11, 2024. And you may be familiar with this kind of a summary table. And last time it was as on 14/09/2024. So whichever is the Friday, this 14 may be Friday or a Saturday. So the data pertains to the week ending on a Friday. So now this is looking very busy, but it's easy to understand. So let me go piece by piece. At the top, you see the summary of equity fund returns for all 920 equity funds, and that is shown in amber because this is the average to compare the performance of the all mutual fund subtypes. So whichever subtype has given better than this average is marked in green for that timeline, and if it is below this average, then it is marked in red. So you can sense how the mutual funds are performing across each timeline compared to the universal average of 920 funds. So obviously, the funds which are ranked better for superior performance across many timelines or all timelines are above, and therefore will show more green status. And as you go down, there will be more red status. Now let us look at the top five mutual funds types. This in this report, the top seeded is pharma fund, followed by mid cap fund, followed by small cap fund, followed by multi cap fund, followed by large and mid cap fund. So these are the top five performers. Now bottom five performers are worst is banking fund. See, this is very heart burning because in India the banking related funds are supposed to do well, but they are still lagging a lot. Followed by large cap, followed by value oriented, followed by thematic PSU, again another heartburn, followed by thematic energy. That's like also again heartburn. These five are the worst ones. The worst is banking. Okay, now let us look at the best performer in each timeline. So when it comes to weekly returns, pharma did got number one position, followed by mid cap, followed by small cap, followed by sectoral technology, followed by multi cap. When it came to 1 month return, the top position went to international funds. You remember the uh, Hang Seng Index perking up big time because of China stimulation. So because that legacy, but international has now moved to 13th in on a weekly basis. So it's a short lived in that sense. So number one position went to international, number two went to energy. Again, same problem. It slowed down to 20 now for the weekly basis. Number three went to pharma, which became better now. Number four went to thematic general, and number five, if I went to mid cap funds. When it comes to 3 months return, the number one remains with the pharma fund. Number two is with consumption fund. The consumption funds are now 10th for the week and 19th. So the good run with thematic fund, sorry, consumption funds is almost gone. So be careful there. Then third position went to small cap funds, okay, which is maintaining that third position, though there was a monthly basis, there was a slippage. Then fourth position went to technology fund, which is maintaining that position. Fifth position went to mid-cap fund, which has done better now, second in the weekly basis. 1 year return, number one position remains with the thematic PSU funds, though they are lagging big time. You can see that weekly basis 19th, monthly basis 11th, 3 months basis 20th, 6 months basis 17th. So this is the old glory of PSU funds. So be careful. You know, that old glory is not reflected in the last 6 months. Be very careful here. And good times have not returned. Second position still pharma, we know that. Third position is infrastructure funds. Again, they became worse. 19th position 3 months back, then improved last monthly basis, again slipping a bit on a weekly basis. So there is a yo-yo effect here. Fourth position went to mid-cap fund, which became second now. Fifth position went to small cap fund, which now in the third position. So this is how the leadership of funds are. Now there is one more analysis here. So what I do is I take an average of all these ranks from 1 week to 1 year. Then I plot the average rank and then sort it out. Based on that, overall ranking is computed here. Similar computation I have from the last report. So I would notice what is an improvement or lack of that between this report and last report. So let us first discuss the improvements. Pharma funds improved by 1 positions in ranking. Mid-cap funds improved by 2 positions. Multi-cap funds improved by 1 position. Large and mid-cap positions improved by 2 positions. Thematic general funds improved by 4 positions. Okay, this one, consumption funds slipped by 6 positions. So that's a concern. Technology funds slipped by 2 positions. Sectoral infrastructure funds improved by 2 positions. And one sec. ELSS funds improved by 1 position. The biggest improvement, international funds improved by 9 positions, though it is 13th for the week. So keep that in mind. Then slippage was there in ESG funds by 4 positions. Flexi cap also slipped by 4 positions. Dividend yield, no slippage. Similarly, small cap remained same. Then improvement for MNC and energy funds, no change for PSU funds, and slippage by 5 positions for value oriented, by 4 positions for large cap, and 5 positions by sectoral banking. So that is the worst one, banking. So that is the summary of this. So with this, we are ready to jump into every mutual fund type within equity. So you are familiar with this kind of presentation. Green status is given only if there is an above average return in all timelines, including 1 week return. Amber is given only if there is an above average return in all timelines except one. And for this except one, another concession is given if between 1 week and 1 month return, any one is above average, both are considered above average. Because we should not get stung too much by short-term returns variance between 1 month and 1 week, at least for amber is the consideration here. But for green, we want to keep the rules very rigid. So let us look at the green ones first. This is sector pharma funds. There are 24 funds. The summary of 24 funds given here. Annual return 57.13 is very impressive. Weekly return of 1.74 is impressive. Monthly return is subdued 1.25. So let us look at the green ones. White Oak Capital Pharma and Healthcare Fund, HDFC Pharma and Healthcare Fund, Motilal Oswal BSC Healthcare ETF. All are good as investments too. So see, that's one point I want to say. In this kind of report, green does not mean automatic investment worthiness. simply because it is standing out within this sublist. Whereas in the weekly report, we take top 50 across all 920 funds. Therefore, green means investment worthiness in weekly reports. But in in this special report, we are doing this comparison of relative standout within a smaller set of funds. It need not be automatic consideration for investment. However, you can look at the numbers and come up with your own judgment. See, I would say that HDFC Pharma and Healthcare Fund is still investment worthy because it gave 65.89% for the year. 2.23 for the week means it is still bullish. 2.29 for the month positive and good returns like that. So this is how you have to make judgment of investment worthiness in this list. Do not go by automatic green means automatic investment decision. I just wanted to highlight on that. I would also discuss some of the ones in amber giving good return weekly basis. Mirae Asset Healthcare Fund, LIC MF Healthcare Fund are definitely worth mentioning here. So that is the pharma funds. They are doing really well for the investors. Next comes the mid cap fund. See, another thing I wanted to discuss is if the number of funds in a particular subtype is less than 50, then I present all of them. But if they are more than 50, I go by only top 50, and based on the top 50 average, I will do the analysis. So here we have mid cap funds that are more than 50, so only top 50 are considered. Among them, green ones are HSBC Mid Cap Fund, Motilal Oswal Mid Cap Fund, Edelweiss Mid Cap Fund, Invesco India Mid Cap Fund, Bandhan Mid Cap Fund, Nippon India Growth Fund, White Oak Capital Mid Cap Fund, Kotak Emerging Equity Fund, Mahindra Manulife Mid Cap Fund. The most impressive is HSBC Mid Cap Fund with the weekly return of 4.06, followed by Motilal Oswal Mid Cap 2.55. Edelweiss Mid Cap Fund 2.73, Bandhan Mid Cap 2.38, White Oak Capital 2.35. And looking at the annual returns, the one above 60% are HSBC Mid Cap Fund, Motilal Oswal Mid Cap Fund, Edelweiss Mid Cap Fund. That's all. So the overall mid cap funds, only top 50, gave 48.71% annually. So, and 1.26 for the week and 1.02 for the month. Okay, looking progressive. Next is small cap funds. There are only total 43 small cap funds. Average is 1.22 for the week, 0.61 for the month, not good. Then 47% for the overall. Again, it's not very impressive. Let us look at the one in green. Motilal Oswal Small Cap Fund, Tata Small Cap Fund, Motilal Oswal Nifty Micro Cap 250 Index Fund, Invesco India Small Cap Fund, JM Small Cap Fund, Bandhan Small Cap Fund. The one above 60%, only one, which is Bandhan Small Cap Fund. And because it is in green status, it can still be considered investment worthy for such a nice return. The one that I got more than 2% within the green are Invesco India Small Cap Fund for the week. Okay. And among the amber, about 2.2% return for the week are Union Small Cap Fund. And that's it. Okay. So that's about small cap funds. So next, we are discussing multi-cap funds. There are 33 multi-cap funds. 0.90 for the week, not impressive. 0.9 for the month, not impressive. 43.98 for the year, again kind of average return. The green ones, Motilal Oswal Multi-Cap Fund, Edelweiss Multi-Cap Fund, White Oak Capital Multi-Cap Fund, Invesco India Multi-Cap Fund, Access Multi-Cap Fund, PGM India Retirement Fund. Are there anyone above average, above 60% average annual return? None. So this is multi-cap funds. So for me, investments, let's look at any fund with the above 2% return for the week. No. So you can skip multi-cap funds for now. Next comes the large and mid-cap funds. There are 37 total, 0.89% for the week 0.77 for the month, both are not impressive, and 44.16 for the year, not impressive. Let us look at the one in green. Motilal Oswal Large and Mid Cap Fund, HSBC Large and Mid Cap Fund, UNESCO India Large and Mid Cap Fund, Canara Robeco Emerging Equities Fund. And only one fund has got more than 60% for the annual return, Motilal Oswal Large and Mid Cap Fund. Further, the funds which are above 2% weekly return are Motilal Oswal Large and Mid Cap Fund, HSBC Large and Mid Cap Fund. So those are none among the amber. So there are one or two investment worthy funds here. Next is thematic general. See, there are different specific type of thematic funds. Then just calling thematic as value research does could be confusing. So I call it as thematic general funds. There are more than 100 such funds, and I have taken only top 50 averages. 1.26 for the week, not bad. 2.94 for the month, okay. 1.61 for the annual return is not bad. Among these green ones are Tata Nifty Auto Index Fund, ICICI Prudential Nifty Auto ETF, Nippon India Nifty Auto ETF, ICICI Prudential Nifty Auto Index Fund, Union Innovation and Opportunities Fund, Mirae Asset Nifty EV and New Age Automotive ETF, Baroda BNP Paribas Innovation Fund. And there are some among the green above 60% return annually, or ICICI Prudential Nifty Auto ETF, second one, sorry, Nippon India Nifty Auto ETF, ICICI Prudential Nifty Auto Index Fund. So apparently they are still investment worthy from that perspective. Let us look at weekly returns above 2% among green ones. Union Innovation and Opportunities Fund, Mirae Asset Nifty EV and New Age Automotive ETF, Baroda BNP Paribas Innovation Fund. And among the amber ones, let us discuss above 2% returns. Motilal Oswal Business Cycle Fund, Motilal Oswal Manufacturing Fund, Grow Nifty EV and New Age Automotive ETF. So, and UNESCO India Manufacturing Fund. So keep an eye on these two. We are moving to thematic consumption funds. Remember, this slipped from number 1 a month back to now way down, number 6 or something like that. Now 22 funds are there. Average weekly return 0.53, not impressive. Monthly return not impressive, 0.3. Annual return 44.38, also not impressive. Only one fund made it to the green, Mirae Asset Great Consumer Fund, but its annual return is only 44.55. Are there any funds above 2 among the amber or green? None. So that is sad story for consumption. We are moving to technology funds. There are 29 total funds, 0.94 for the week and not good for the month, 35.81 for annual, not good. And there are some in green. There are 3. Edelweiss Technology Fund, Tata Digital India Fund, HDFC Technology Fund. None are above 60% return. And is there any fund above 2% weekly return across green and amber? None. So it's an average situation. Next is infrastructure funds. There are 23 infrastructure funds, 0.53 for weekly average. Everything is average, and annual return 55.28 is very impressive. There are 4 funds which are in green: Canara Robeco Infrastructure Fund, DSP India Tiger Fund, LICMF Infrastructure Fund, Kotak Infrastructure and Economic Reform Fund. And there are 3 funds above 60%. Canara Robeco Infrastructure Fund, DSP India Tiger Fund, LICMF Infrastructure Fund. And among these, there are 2 funds which are above 2% for the weekly return, Canara Robeco Infrastructure Fund, LICMF Infrastructure Fund. So they are definitely investment worthy. So none among the amber are above 2% weekly return. So we are moving to the next one, ELSS funds. ELSS funds have become a bit attractive. There are more than 50, so I have taken only the top 50. 0.99 for the week, 1.03 for the month. Everything is average here, 40%, 40.47 for the annual. It's very impressive for ELSS fund, but overall equity funds is an average for funds. However, there are some green. Let's discuss Motilal Oswal ELSS Tax Saver Fund, HSBC ELSS Tax Saver Fund, HSBC Tax Saver Equity Fund, White Oak Capital ELSS Tax Saver Fund, ITI ELSS Tax Saver Fund. They made it to the green. And among the green ones, there is one fund standing tall with above 60% return for annual, which is very impressive. Motilal Oswal ELSS Tax Saver Fund. And it also got 4.82% for the week. So it is in a bullish mode. Other ones with the above 2% return among green are HSBC ELSS Tax Saver Fund, HSBC Tax Saver Equity Fund. That's all. And there is one or two among the amber with the above 2% return for the week. Shriram ELSS Tax Saver Fund, and one more is Grow ELSS Tax Saver Fund. So that is the story here. And I'm really impressed with an ELSS fund giving you 69.77% annual return and looking very bullish short term. So I did make an investment this week on this. Okay, now we are talking about international funds. They had a great run 15 days back or so. So there are more than 50 funds, so only top 50 averages. 0.63 for the week, not impressive. 9.90 for the month, very impressive. 30.20 for the annual, not at all impressive. None making it green. And weekly basis, and none are above 60%. If at all, the best one is 54.18% is Mirae Asset Nice Bank Plus ETF. And the funds that have given above 2% return weekly basis among the amber are Mirae Asset Global X Artificial Intelligence and Technology ETF and Mirae Asset Nice Bank Plus ETF. One more, Invesco India, Invesco UQQQ Nasdaq based fund. It is 2.32. Some more are there. Navi Nasdaq 100, ICICI Prudential Nasdaq. So Nasdaq based funds also fine short term. So with that, we are now moving to flexi cap funds. There are again above 50 funds, so taken only top 50. 0.93 for the week, 1.36 for the month, all average, 41.21 for the annual. Some green status are there. Motilal Oswal Flexi Cap Fund, Bandhan Focused Equity Fund, Invesco India Flexi Cap Fund, Trust MF Flexi Cap Fund, 361 Flexi Cap Fund, Invesco India Focus Fund, Edelweiss Flexi Cap Fund, Bajaj Finserv Flexi Cap Fund. Among them, above 60% annual return to Motilal Oswal Flexi Cap Fund, 61.95, and Invesco India Focused Fund, 68.35. Very impressive. And the one above 2% return for the week are Motilal Oswal Flexi Cap Fund, Bandhan Focused Equity Fund, Invesco India Flexi Cap Fund, Trust MF Flexi Cap Fund, Invesco India Focused Fund, and I'm checking anyone above 2% among amber, none. Okay, so we'll move to the next one. This is thematic ESG funds. ESG funds, there are only 11 total, nothing impressive in terms of returns. Some are in green, but none of them are above 60% and none of them above 2%. So I will not dwell into more details. Value research, thematic dividend yield funds, 10 funds, not good, negative for the week, not impressive. Annual return may be slightly good, 45.81. Two funds are in green. LICMF dividend yield fund came close to 60%, 58.74%. UTI dividend yield fund, none are above 2% for the week. Next is thematic MNC funds, 7 funds, nothing to talk about. One in green, Aditya Birla Sun Life MNC fund with 37.18% for the annual return, none are above 2% for the week. Next is thematic energy fund, negative for the week, not bad for the month. 45.54 for the year is okay. None are in green because there is a divergence of performances. And they are all negative for the week, so not worth discussing. PSU funds, 71.67%. There are only 8 funds. 71.67% for the annual return is still very impressive, but negative return for the week, very little return for the month. So caution. CPSE ETF is only one which made some color amber here, was negative for the week, but 85.29% for the year is impressive. And those who could not get color, they're all above 60% average. Keep that in mind. So anytime they can pop up, but right now, I would say none are investment worthy. So you can wait for that time to come. Next is value oriented funds. There are 36 funds, negative for the week. 45.84 for annual is not bad. Some are in green: UNESCO India Contra Fund, Axis Value Fund, Nippon India Value Fund, UTI Value Fund, and among the green, none are above 60%, though there are 3 are above 50%. The one which are above 60% did not get any color because short term they are not doing well. Is there any fund which has given above 2% in the last week? None. So moving to next one, large cap funds. See, large cap funds have not done well overall, but there are some top performance among them. So this is a divergence. When you have 100 plus funds, some have done well. So this is worth discussing. Large cap funds have done well for the top 50 have done well, 1.19% for the week, 59.49% for the year. Not bad. The one in green are Kotak Nifty 200 Momentum 30 Index Fund, ICICI Prudential Nifty 200 Momentum 30 Fund, HDFC Nifty 200 Momentum 30 ETF, Motilal Oswal Nifty 200 Momentum 30 ETF, Aditya Birla Sun Life Nifty 200 Momentum 30 ETF, Bandhan Nifty 200 Momentum 30 Index Fund, HDFC Nifty 200 Momentum 30 Index Fund, UTI Nifty 200 Momentum 30 Index Fund, ICICI Prudential Nifty 200 Momentum 30 Index Fund, Motilal Oswal Nifty 200 Momentum 30 Index Fund. They all have above average, so above 2% return for the week, and all of them are above 60% for the annual. So they're all investment worthy. And there is except there is one does not have data for 1 year, which is HDFC Nifty 200 Momentum 30 Index Fund. So it has comparable return for the 6 months though. Now the one which is above 2% among the amber, it's Kotak Nifty Alpha 50 ETF, 2.69% for the week, impressive. 64.43 for the annual, impressive. Only its a bad performance was in 3 months. So if you can ignore it, even that is investment worthy. Next one is Tata Nifty 200 Alpha 30 Index Fund, 2.6% for the week. Then monthly return is not impressive, so I would not consider at this stage. Now, finally, we are coming to the banking sector, the final one, the worst performing subtype. There are more than 50, so only top 50 are taken. Top 50 negative for the week, 0.72 is way low for the month. Negative for 3 months, 6.15 for the 6 months, not impressive. 21.17 for the year, not impressive. Though there are a lot of green ones, they are all below 30.65%. And the best fund is DSP Banking Financial Services Fund with 17.15% for 6 months. It is very promising, but it had a negative return. So hopefully its time will come soon when the banking funds perk up. What you don't see is lot of underperforming banking funds not shown here because we take only top 50. So with that, I think we are coming to the end of subtypes. I should have had the disclaimer here. For some reason it's missing. The disclaimer is that this is neither a solicitation or recommendation for investments. I just share the quantitative analysis, and if possible, I'll also share my feelings or decisions as to which all I am considering investment worthy. You don't need to go by my recommendations, my judgments. So there is no recommendation here. You can follow me both for the blog, which is Nats Fun Corner, or certain blogs are made into videos. You can see in any of the platform. I am also busy with investment and trading in stocks. This is the peer group you can join. No solicitation for your business there though. So with that, we are coming to an end of this special mutual fund analysis. For me, this analysis gives me more clarity as to equity funds investments in addition to the weekly analysis I do. So I actually got courage to invest on some 10 to 15 mutual funds after this report. And I did that because I believe that whenever markets are in a kind of corrected phase or a bottom phase, you should invest more. And my personal feeling is that short term there will be volatility in the market, but Indian equity markets good time will come. It will test our patience. It can be as late as December, or it could be November, but I am willing to wait until December for the Indian equity funds to end their sideways movement. So January onwards, there can be a big move. So mutual fund for investments is more for longer term. So I do believe in investing by picking good ones when they're becoming cheap, and that may happen for the rest of October, even November and December, because November, the lot of liquidity is going to be diverted to IPOs. So it has already started. So that way equity funds may, go slow. December, it's a Christmas time, and people may not take major new decision when it comes to investment. So that may also drag, but you never know. Sometimes you will have Christmas rally. But definitely Indian equity funds will do well from January onwards, simply because the economy picks up, and the economy projections are very good. 7.2% GDP growth for the year is very impressive. So that has to trickle down for good performance, which good performing mutual funds pick up. So be very hopeful about mutual fund investments. And I am reiterating that I did move some good amount to mutual funds across 15 mutual funds. Which are those is available very clearly from this report if you are interested to spend some time. So with that, I will see you soon. Thank you for your time, and see you with special equity funds report next month. I might do a special report on a debt funds and hybrid funds, simply to take stock in the remaining period of this month. Let us see. So see you soon. Bye.